Hey guys, what is up? It's Card Shuffler 99 here today. First of all, check out our Instagram. It's Card Shuffler _99. Make sure you check that out. Our Twitter is Card Shuffler 99. If you have any questions, you can also ask us that at cardshuffler99@gmail.com. Hit all those good buttons, like button, subscribe button, and especially that notification button. It's a bell, so the second we post, you guys can check us out. And anyways, Adam has some double backer ideas, if you would like to say that. Or
Alright, so
tricks with double backers.
I'm going to show you guys two tricks that utilizes one concept of a double backer, okay? And basically what this concept is, everybody knows, okay, that if you take a card, right, you set it on top and you flip it over just like that, there, it's just you're flipping over one card, right? But if you have two cards, for example, right, let's say you take a card and you're doing a double lift, for example, right, you have evidence left behind, right? Because now you just did a double lift. So what this move allows, okay, and I'm going to show you guys a concept, and I'm going to put it into two tricks, okay? If you have a double backer on top and their card, or the select card's in the second position, and you do a double lift, it makes it seem like you only flipped over one card, because now the double backer just flipped over. So instead of having, their card here and you do your double lift, right, and you having evidence there, what happens is it makes it seem like you're just flipping over one card, because when you flip over one card, all that happens is, their card flips over and then everything else is still, face down. But if you have a double backer on top and you flip, you do your double lift and you flip it over, it makes it seem like you only took one card, because now this double backer is still face down, right? And that's because the double backer is literally just flipping over. So I'm going to show you guys two tricks you can do, okay? So the first trick...
If you don't have a double backer, you could always take some double-sided tape, take two cards, put a little double-sided tape right there, and you can tape them together like that to make your own double backer.
That is true. So, the first trick I'm going to show you guys, credit to this goes out to 52 cards. Now, basically what this trick allows you to do is basically, it looks like this. You go through, you make a prediction, okay? I'm not performing any of the card tricks, by the way. You guys will understand how it flows, basically. But basically what the effect is, you say, I'm making a prediction, they name a card, and then basically the predicted card ends up being their card, okay? So, all you have to do for this trick, okay, is start with the double backer anywhere you want in the deck. It doesn't matter where it is. You can even have the spectator shuffle the deck face down, but if they shuffle it face up for some reason, they're going to see that you have a double backer, of course. So make sure they shuffle it face down if you want them to shuffle the deck, okay? So they go ahead, they shuffle the pack. What you're going to do is you're going to say you're going to make a prediction, okay? And you're going to turn the deck face up and you're going to show this to yourself so they don't get to see what you're doing, okay? And really what you're doing is you're grabbing the double backer, okay? But the way you have to do this, what I like to do is you're going to go through and you're going to out jog the card, just like that. And then, remember, you're doing this to yourself, so they don't get to see what's happening. You're going to flip the cards over just like this and then set it down. You have to remember this is a double backer, so you can't act as if this is a normal card. So you can't go like this, okay? Because the back to them is right there, so if you're going like this and then you just set it down, it doesn't make sense why the back is, kind of in this facing this way when it should be facing that way. So what you do is you go through, you out jog it. Remember, you're showing this to yourself so they don't get to see. Put it down like that and then set the double backer down. And you're going to say, that's my prediction, okay? From here, what you're going to do is you're going to say, go ahead and name a random card, okay? As they name their card, what you're doing is you're going to spread through the deck and you're going to call it to the top. So let's say they name the 3 of clubs. All I'm doing here is I'm using my fingers here and I'm basically calling it. So I'm pulling it back, okay? And you can see it's right there. And I continue spreading just like that. And you basically, you could show that their card isn't there. Or you can just say, I'm going to try to find your card, right? So while you're saying, let's see if I can find your card here, or you could say, do you see your card anywhere? You just call the card to the top, okay? Once it's at the top again, you can show them if you wanted to that their card's nowhere there, but you just can't flash the top card, of course. But essentially what I like to do is once they name a card, let's say they name the 3 of clubs, for example, all I do is I say, let me see if I can go ahead and find it, and then, they should, maybe you don't have to show them the deck here. All you can do is you could say, let me see if I can find it, and then you can just say, I can't find it. Right? And they say, but wait, I made a prediction, okay? And remember, their card is just on top here. You say, remember, I made a prediction from the beginning of the trick. I can't find your card anywhere. But that's because I predicted one card, and I predicted one card only. From here, you just set it on top, and then you do the move with the double lift, just like that. And you can say the predicted card was your card, and now this double backer basically just flipped over, so you're left clean, I guess you could say. So remember, let's say you actually had a normal card here, and you put it on top, and then you flipped it over. That's one thing, right? That's what you're making it seem like you're doing, like you actually predicted that card, right? But in reality, what you're doing is you just called it to the top. You had a double backer sitting there the whole time, and once you put it on top, you do a double lift. Basically, what's cool is that there's no evidence, right? Now, a lot of people might question, oh wait, you did a double lift, but it doesn't make sense because if you did do a double lift, there would be two face-up cards, right? So what's cool about this is you make it seem like you're kind of doing a double lift, which you are, but instead of having two face-up cards, you only have the one, and it's their card. So now let's get to another trick that uses the same exact concept, but that's a great little trick. It's really good. If you perform it smoothly, it's going to blow minds because, it's literally saying, hey, I predicted a card, you named any card out of the pack, and to be honest, if you're confronted with a group of guys or a group of gals or whatever you want to say, if you're confronted with a group of people, get everybody involved, have one person name a color, have another person name a suit, someone name the value, and, just get the whole group involved and make it seem like you just predicted their card, and the double backer really adds to the effect. Okay, so now let's get to another trick. This is known as the phantom card trick. We did teach this trick a few months ago. It's been a while, but this is a very powerful effect that uses the same concept of a double backer. So what you're going to do is, what this trick basically allows is it makes it seem like their card appears to be the only card in the opposite direction. So kind of like Triumph, but it does it in a cleaner way, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to start with the double backer on top. Now, you need to do a card control that allows you to bring a selected card to the top, while at the same time bringing the double backer, which is on the top of the deck, into the middle. So, you can kind of play around with this. I'm not sure exactly which card controls will do that, but I'll show you one right now. And all it is, you're going to spread through the deck, and you're going to have them touch a card. So let's say they touch this card right here. All I'm doing is I'm pushing it behind another card. They don't have to be perfectly aligned. They could be like that, okay? You go ahead, you show them their card, right? Two of hearts. As I come down, I'm grabbing two cards, not one, okay? So the reason they need to be kind of lined up is that way it looks more like you're just grabbing one card. But they don't have to be perfectly aligned if you do this move properly. So you check it out, two hearts. You pretend like you're setting the two hearts down, right? But because you took two cards, that is not the two hearts. The two hearts is right here. But the whole time they're following that card. From here, I like to bring the deck in, and I cut the deck. So here's the double backer right here, right? Now that I cut the deck, bam. Double backers in the middle, their card's on top. They still think that's their card, and you're just going to say, I'm going to put this somewhere in the middle. It's not their card. It doesn't matter where that goes. But just doing that one card control, what you just did was you actually brought their card to the top, and the double backer is in the middle. So one more time, okay? You're going to start with the double backer on top. Go ahead, you spread through. They touch a card, bam. Push them on another, show them, bam, ace of spades.
Ace of spades.
You're going to grab both cards, set it down, collapse it, put it there, and say you're going to put their card into the middle, just like that. You could even have them push it in if you wanted to, and just like that, their card is now on the top, and the double backer's in the middle. From here, what you can do is you can make up a big story. You could say, blah, blah, blah. You can even spread the deck out, okay? You could even spread the deck out face down here, and you could say, check it out. All the cards here, perfectly fine. Make sure you stress to them that all the cards are in proper orientation, right? You can even have them hold it. You can make up a story. You can do whatever you want to do here. It doesn't matter what you do, okay? Because the double backer obviously is going to stand out face up, but face down it's not going to show. So from here, you take the deck back. You say, well, check it out. If I snap my fingers now, one card will turn in the opposite direction. And I'll tell you one thing, guys. A lot of people don't even know that a double backer exists. Now, of course, if you're in the Magic world, you're going to know. But, if you're just a normal spectator, you don't even know what a double backer is. You've probably never even seen one. So, for them to say, oh, check it out, there's no face-up card, bam, snap the finger, one's in the opposite direction. They're not thinking, oh, double backer. Nah, they're just thinking, wow, how did that happen? So what you're going to do here is you're going to say, check it out, one card's in the opposite direction. Now, this is just the double backer. It's not their card. Their card's on the top, right? What you're going to do here is you're going to say, check it out, you're going to take it, and you're going to set it down. What you cannot do here is spread through the deck and just take it and bring it to the top, because, you know, if the back is facing this way and then you flip over the deck and now the back is there, it doesn't make sense. So what you're going to do here is you're going to say, check it out, set it down, one card in the opposite direction. This is the double backer. You don't show them that, of course. One card, set it on top, do your double lift, and you're good to go. Now, if you guys are really bad at double lifts, practice, but what you can do is also, you know, as you set it down, you flip it over, you can always grab your pinky break, set it on top, flip them both over, and just like that, you can show one card, and then you end completely clean. So those are really two great tricks you can perform with the double backer. Same concept. If you guys want to see more double backer tricks, maybe that don't use that concept, but just tricks with double backers, let us know, and we will definitely get to that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Card Shuffler 99. Peace out.